Hey, welcome to Today Matters. Right now I'm going through the book of Mark, and what has stood out more to me than anything has been the disciples' process of learning. Before Jesus was to hand off the ministry to the disciples, there was a lot of lessons Jesus had to teach them. One of these lessons Jesus taught them was to continue to put their trust in Him even when the situation seemed like there was no solution. One of these happened in Mark chapter 8, where Jesus had just come off from feeding 4,000 people with 7 loaves and a few fishes. After they had fed the people, He told the disciples to get into the boat. In Mark 8:14, it says, "But the disciples had forgotten to bring any food." And in verse 16, it says, "At this they began to argue with each other because they hadn't brought any food." Jesus responds to them in verse 17 and says, "Why are you arguing about having no bread? Don't you know or even understand yet? Are your hearts too hard to take it in? Don't you remember anything at all? When I fed 5,000 with 5 loaves of bread, or when I fed 4,000 of 7 loaves?" God does something great in our life, and the moment another trial comes, we forget to seek Him and what He has done in the past. I challenge you to write down what God has done in your life, so when you get into trials of this life, instead of complaining or trying to do everything yourself, you depend on the Lord to get you through.